Wild, come from behind win for the Washington Commanders. They're now at 10 wins on the season. Double-digit wins hasn't happened here in a really long time. Continue to just be amazed at what Jayden Daniels can do. At the absolute top of this list is Jayden Daniels.
Absolutely.
Today, it was a team win. I understand all that. But this team basically had Jayden and asked him, hey, man, can you go win this thing? He is continuing to deliver performance after performance after performance. That's just incredible. Turn it over 5 times. You're not supposed to win. You turn the ball over 5 times. What a dub, dude.
First time since 2010 the team's turned the ball over 5 times, scored 35-plus points in one. This gets a big old holy potatoes.
I mean, this is all of the potatoes.
Between RFK.
In all of the Holy Land.
Between RFK, between this.
What a week, dude.
I mean, a black cloud has been over this franchise for 30 years, and to have the Hail Mary against the Bears, the Hail Mary in Congress, and then come out here and do this today,
Totally.
Unbelievable. And the adjustments that the team made, both offensively and defensively, were incredible, and you saw the difference first half to second half.
Totally.
Unbelievable.
Well, and we're not going to ignore the elephant in the room. Sure helps when Jalen Hurts goes out and gets to play Kenny Pickett.
Sure.
But offensively, nobody went out. You know, like Washington still had to move the ball against the number 1 ranked points and yardage defense in the NFL, and they did it at an incredible rate. Jayden spread it around a ton. I mean, you see guys like Crowder, OZ getting into the end zone.
Awesome to see.
It was really, really just such a special day for Washington. This crowd was awesome. It was so the end zone they scored in was right here. It was absolute bedlam when they scored. It was just wild. And credit to Zacchaeus for making a hell of a play, kind of skirting all over the field to get in.
Multiple great plays. I mean, Zacchaeus had his Philly revenge game today.
He certainly
did.
But
what I love most is we've had so much complaint and so much discussion about Cliff Kingsbury and regressions and his offense and all these different things. Look at the adjustment that this team made going into the second half. They started coming out in 4 wide, 1 running back, no tight ends, and they started slinging the ball around. And it was full-on air raid offense. And you know what? That was a difference that this team needed because they couldn't get the run game going. They couldn't get it moving. And it was so impressive to see Cliff make this adjustment and for Jayden to step out. And he had 201 yards in the second half. You know, it was a virtuoso performance from him.
Absolutely. I had Jayden going in fantasy. It may climb me back into a contest against John Hughes, who had Saquon that just killed me. But whatever.
Saquon had 27 yards in the second half.
But the points from the first half still count in fantasy.
But you talk about the adjustments they made on offense. They also did it on defense.
Sure.
You can't change the fact that that Jalen Hurts got hurt.
Right.
But you can take advantage of the fact that Kenny Pickett is in there, and you saw them bring a lot more blitzes. You saw them playing much closer to the line of scrimmage, and there were the PI penalties that we'll discuss when we get there, but you saw a different defense than you saw in the first half, and they were able to shut down that Eagles offense.
Agreed. And what's interesting, though, is getting the win at the end. You know, it was 24-14 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And I think Washington had 1 first down in the third quarter. They just did not possess the ball whatsoever. That was when Jayden threw the first pick. It's crazy that he throws 5 touchdowns. They come back to win, and he threw 2 picks in this thing.
Yeah.
Luke McCaffrey had 3 targets, 1 catch, and the other 2 targets were INTs.
But
just
neither of the 2 of those were his fault.
No,
I mean,
I'm
those
just
were
saying,
2 bad throws for Jayden, unfortunately.
Random things.
Yeah.
But when you increase the volume for Jayden to go to the true air raid, because you're completely incapable of running the ball, I might add, like, I mean, it's just a volume play, right? You're throwing it more, so the odds of a couple bad ones increase.
But then a couple good ones come in, too, between OZ and
absolutely.
How
the
big
throw
of a
to
revelation,
Terry,
Jamison
the throw
Crowder.
to Terry, the
touchdown throw to Terry.
I don't know if the throw or the catch was better. They were both absolutely superb. Terry's tracking it over his right shoulder, so it's that far end zone, right where the sun is. Terry's tracking it over his right shoulder, and at like the last possible second, flips to his left to bring it in.
I mean,
that's really impossible to do.
There were 2 plays. There was that one from Jayden, and then the 4th and 11 run where he threw the little juke, and he's so good at getting his feet up and over outstretched arms that are on the ground. So convert that 4th and 11, that pass to Terry. Those are the plays that at the end of the season I'm going to look back at and be like, this is how I know that they got their guy.
The 4th and 11, specifically the run, reminds me of the run in New Orleans last week where he broke off like a 45-yarder. It's the 4th and 11. Unsolicited, 3 different O-linemen in the locker room brought that up to me when I was like, what's it like to have a guy?
Right?
Yeah, dude. He's an absolute ball player, absolutely fearless, which I think it's so hard to have that balance of like fearlessness, poise, and production.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Taylor Heineke was also fearless.
Yeah.
That doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like
It's
you
a
also
skill
have
on
to
top
be,
of it.
You, also,
Right.
you need to be elite in all of these facets to be a true 1% quarterback. And more week after week, you're like, oh my God, the Commanders got one. Like this is just the dude.